You're gonna know about.
All right, so if you just follow along and write down stuff on your note card that you'll need, we're just gonna go, like I said, 8 today, 8 tomorrow, 7 on Wednesday. You should be ready. Shouldn't have too much extra unless you wanna do really well. Might wanna spend some time outside of class, but you just follow along in class, you should be ready for your exam. All right, so the first one is a normal sequence, and it kind of goes in backwards order. Stuff we did most recent, the stuff we did further back. But number one says write the first 5 terms. And then so, when I want to find the first term, I substitute 1 in for n. And 7 times 1 is 7, minus 2 would be 5. When I want to find the second term, substitute 2 in for n. 14 minus 2 is 12. And I can stop right here. Why? It's multiple choice, and there's only one choice that starts 512, right? Yeah. So, just get as far as you need to get so you can make your choice. So, number 1 would be D. Yeah, this is yours. You can write on it. You got your note card if you want to write yourself some notes to get ready for the quiz. All right, what does the exclamation point tell us?
That it's times 5 and 14
Right, it goes down in order, right? And you're multiplying. I'm going to stop there. Why? The 11s do what? They'll cancel, right? So all I'm worried about is 14 times 13 times 12, which is 2,184, which was letter B. Again, showing you where that symbol is. Go to 14, go to math, highlight the PRB. I just hit the left arrow key once, and number 4. And that'll give you the exclamation point. And then divided by math, PRB. Oops, I forgot to put 11. Math, PRB 4. Okay? But if you can't find those symbols, just remember what the exclamation point means. Just starting at that number, going down all the way to 1, and you're multiplying. Right? Playing on his phone like always. Okay? All right. Number 3. It says find the sum. So this sigma notation also tells you have to find the sum. It says when I equals 1 to 5 or 2i plus 1. Okay? So you have to find all 5 answers and then remember to add them all up. So it's 2 times 1 plus 1 plus 2 times 2 plus 1 plus 2 times 3 plus 1 plus 2 times 4 plus 1 plus 2 times 5 plus 1. So 2 plus 1 is 3, 4 plus 1 is 5, 6 plus 1 is 7, 8 plus 1 is 9, and 10 plus 1 is 11. And when you add those up, 35.
Let's go.
Which was letter C. Okay? Is that difficult?
No. Yes.
Okay. You guys should be able to do well in the beginning here. Number 4. We're going from radian to degree. So on your note card, put what you're supposed to do. What are you supposed to do? Multiply by 180 over 5. So you have this fraction, 5 pi over 6, multiply by 180 over 5. What happens to the pi's when you do that? They cancel, right? So I'm just multiplying 5 times 180 and dividing by 6, which is 150 degrees, which is letter E. Okay? Real easy. Just don't put it in your calculator wrong. Some of you go 6 times 180. You cross multiply for some reason. Is this a proportion? No, it's just a multiplication problem. Number 5, we're going the other way. Degrees to radians. And all you do is make a division bar, put pi next to the number, and then 180 under the division bar. And then reduce your fraction. So number 5 was 300. Yeah. So all I do is make a line, put pi next to it, 180 under it, and then reduce the fraction. So the zeros cancel. 30 and 18 both let 6 go into them. So 30 divided by 6 would be 5. And 18 divided by 6 is 3. So 5 pi over 3, and that was letter B for number 5. On your calculator, all you need to put is 300 divided by 180. Do not put the pi in. And then hit math, and then enter twice. And there's your 530. So just reducing the fraction, put pi in your answer. In the numerator or right next to it. Again, it's multiple choice, so you'll see how it's written. Some people write it like this. Put the pi up beside it like that. But it's looks like it's giving you like the original one I showed you. Questions so far? Pretty easy, isn't it? This stuff is pretty recent. Should be a little bit fresh in your memory. Okay, number 6, we have a right triangle. They put theta down here, bottom right. And it said A was 48. And B was 14. And we have to look for C. Because we're supposed to figure out the cosecant of theta. All right. So what you might want to put on your note card is Pythagorean theorem, which in right triangle says a squared plus b squared equals c squared. The two legs squared equals the hypotenuse squared. Also write this. So this will remind you that sine is opposite over hypotenuse, and cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, and tangent is opposite over adjacent. I would also put the reciprocals. Cosecant is reciprocal of sine. secant is the reciprocal of cosine, and cotangent is the reciprocal of tangent. Okay? And again, this has to be a right triangle for all that stuff to work. All right? So since I'm looking for cosecant, which is the reciprocal of sine, which I need the opposite side of the hypotenuse. I got the opposite side, 14. I don't have hypotenuse. So I have to use the Pythagorean theorem to find C. And when I do the math, that's 2,500 for C squared. What do I do to find C? Square root it, right? So what does C come out to be? 50, yeah. So, since I'm doing cosecant, that's reciprocal of sine. Sine's opposite over hypotenuse, so we'll hypotenuse 50 over opposite, 14. Is that one of my choices? No, so what should I do with that fraction? Reduce it, right? What's 2 into 50? What's 2 into 14? Is that one of my choices? Yeah, what choice? A. All right, so number 6 would have been A. Questions? Remember that stuff? Hopefully. Okay, 7's the toughest of these first 8 that we have to do. It's a word problem, so we got to think a little bit. Distance of a descent. An airplane traveling 235 miles per hour is descending at an angle of depression of 5 degrees. How many miles will the plane descend in 3 minutes? Round answers to the nearest tenth of a mile. All right. So, we got a plane. Beautiful plane, right? It's going 235 miles per hour. Right? So we're going this way, but it starts to descend. Okay? So angle of descent of 5 degrees puts right there 5 degrees. You guys understand that? So it's like an upside down right triangle. If you want to draw it like you're used to drawing it, if you want to draw it like this, the 5 degrees would be here. And then your plane up here. Okay? So don't put the 5 degrees inside the triangle there if you draw it like you normally do. But if you draw an upside down right triangle, you can put it in up there. Now it says we're looking for how many miles will the plane descend, meaning going from here to here, right? Altitude-wise. So I'm looking for this distance. That make sense? All right. I need one other side to figure this out, right? I have an angle, and I have one side. I either need the adjacent side or hypotenuse. Okay? So it says it's descending. How many miles will the plane descend in 3 minutes? So if it's going 235 miles per hour, how far did it go in 3 minutes? What do I got to do? Well, can I figure out how many miles per minute it goes? What would I have to do? Divide by 60, right? So do 235 divided by 60. 235 divided by 60. So it's going 3.9 per minute. So what do I got to do with that for 3 minutes? Times 3, right? So it traveled in those 3 minutes, 11.75. So did it travel this way in 3 minutes, or did it travel kind of along this way for 3 minutes? Because it was going down a little bit, right? So this would have been my 11.75. So do I use sine, cosine, or tangent? Here's where I'm looking. There's where I start. Sine, right? Opposite over hypotenuse. We're going sine of 5 equals opposite x over hypotenuse 11.75. What do I got to do to solve for x? Right. Multiply by the 11.75, right? So those go away. Make sure you're in degree mode. Yep, we are. All right. So 11.75 sine of 5. 1.02 to 1 to the nearest tenth, right? Wow. 1.0. Is that one of my choices? Yeah. Choice letter D. Okay. So as it's traveling at a little bit of an angle going down towards the airport, in 3 minutes, it dropped a mile. It was pretty high up there. A mile, what, 5,280 feet? All right, last one for today. I'm giving you a point, and you have to find the cotangent of theta. All right, so, Ashton.
Yes.
Where would I plot that point? First, second, third, or fourth quadrant? Third, very good. So it's down here somewhere at -5, -12. So from that point, we construct or draw a right triangle. Okay? So we'll take from the origin to the point is our hypotenuse straight up to the x-axis, makes our right angle. So theta's back here, our point of reference is always back by the origin. I know that this distance is -5 and that distance is -12. All right, so cotangent is reciprocal of which one? Tangent, right? Opposite over adjacent. So what do I have to do? Adjacent over opposite. What's adjacent to theta? -5. What's opposite theta? -12. I didn't even have to worry about finding the hypotenuse, did I? Okay, so don't do extra work if you don't have to. So which one of those is my choice? A, B, C, D, or E? C. Two negatives made it what? Positive, yeah. Positive 512. Choice C. Any questions so far? Not too bad, right? Yep, pretty easy. Again, we'll just go over 9 to 16 tomorrow. And then 17 to 23 Wednesday. Damn Thursday. You don't have to put up with me anymore. Aren't you lucky? That's okay. You got 1 year better. Of course. Sydney came over, right? Here, of course, I was so good, right?
This is the first time I haven't had to see it.
Well, look at you.
So you're a good teacher.
You're a good student. It takes a little bit of work.
This still has. Great. Right.